Hey everybody, it's Maida and I'm back again with another time-lapse drawing video. So about at the beginning of the month or so, my boyfriend and I went to go see The Greatest Showman starring Hugh Jackman. It's a musical, and he and I know I for sure completely fell in love with that movie. It is now my all-time favorite musical. The soundtrack is so great and I like every song except Never Enough. And it just because I don't particularly like the sound of it, it wasn't as fun as any of the other songs, in my opinion. But anyways, yeah, so I've been listening to the soundtrack nonstop, and one of the projects I was thinking of doing was to do to work on an illustration for each song that I liked, at least. So I'm not actually sure if I'm going to pursue any other illustrations based on these songs or the movie or anything. But this one is based off of the song, I don't know if it's called Tightrope or Walking a Tightrope, but it's sung towards the end, well, towards this latter half of the movie, where things go to shit for P.T. Barnum. And this is a song that his wife sings in the movie, and I thought it was really pretty. Recently I had drawn a quick image for an OC challenge that I saw going around, and I should be posting an image of that in just a moment. And I really like how it looked, basically just as flat color with a couple of accents, using not a black outline, but just using a dark color for the outline, and then using that same non-black dark colors for the shadows. Even though it looked flat, I thought it looked pretty attractive, and so in creating this image, that was my plan, was to go ahead and color it in a similar fashion. Right now I'm just drawing the people on a tightrope, as you can see. And they're not necessarily based on characters from the movie. They're kind of just... I tried to make them not look like people from the movie, actually. But, I don't know, you be the judge. So like I've mentioned before, one of my issues with drawing people is that they're really stiff, and I can see that even in these poses, even though I wanted to try and make them look like they were off balance. So I guess I was unsuccessful in that. But I am pretty proud of the hands that I drew here. I think they're probably one of the better sets of hands that I've drawn. But I struggled. But I also noticed that I actually have a much easier time drawing the hand after I've broken it down geometrically into shapes, into like cubey stuff. Some artists don't recommend that because it ends up looking stiff, because, you know, the body's made of curves and whatnot. But I don't know, I find that using building blocks works for me. Let's see, we haven't gotten to the coloring yet, but I'll talk a little bit more about that too, because as I was coloring it, I started with blue, dark blue for the lines. So that was basically going to be my black color. Then I realized I didn't want the laces to be hiding, so I added a slightly darker blue besides the lines. But I basically tried to stay in the cool color range, so I stayed with blue, and the warmest color that I have here is like a kind of pink-ish for her hair. because I didn't want anything to stand out too much. I don't know. I wanted to try limiting my palette more. Because, I mean, I like using a wide range of colors, but I thought just to create a different mood, I'd try to keep everything pretty much analogous. You color theory people should know that one. Which is just colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So like I said, I just used blue, a darker blue, a purple, and like a purpley pink. And you can see here that I'm using that blue that I used for the lines for the shadows and for all the shadows. Just to add dimension while keeping it flat. That sounds contradictory, but I mean, that's the only way I can, that's the best way to explain it in words. In my opinion. So yeah. Oh, and the white here is not pure white either. It's pale blue. Pale blue. Almost white, but not quite blue. And here's the pink for her hair. And a pink tone for her skin. Yeah, there isn't much to say since I did try to keep it flat. Again, they're walking on a tightrope because that was the symbolism in the song, or the imagery in the song. I really like how the shadow looks on her hair though. Doesn't really look quite as interesting on his hair since it's darker. I wasn't sure how to shade this hand because I wanted to add proper shadows, but at the same time I didn't want to accidentally make it stand out more than anything else. Oh, this is the warmest, that's actually the warmest color that I used, was that like orangey yellow. But it's for the tightrope and it's something that doesn't really call attention to itself, so figured meh, it's fine if it's yellow. And then I wanted to add balloons because, I don't know, in my head when I hear that song I also envision balloons as you walk across the tightrope, or as you stand upon a tightrope. I imagine there would be balloons. All in all, this drawing took about, it says 5 hours, but it's probably closer to 4.5 because there were a couple of moments where I forgot I was working on it. But yeah, let me know if you like this illustration. I know the coloring is a lot different than what I usually present in my work, but I do think it looks nice. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!